Hello and welcome to this special show on Headlines Today. I'm Rohit Khilnani. This week I have not one but two guests on the show. They are as different as chalk and cheese. I decided to talk to Anil Kapoor and John Abraham together. Firstly because they've done a couple of films together and now they will be seen together in Shootout at Wadala. Before we get on to the interview, let's catch some glimpses from the film.
ये कहानी उस पहले पुलिस इनकाउंटर की है।
Hello and welcome to this special show. I'm Rohit Khilnani. Joining me are two very talented and very different actors, Anil Kapoor, John Abraham. Welcome to Headlines Today.
Thanks, Rohit. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
John, I'll start with you first. I just want to ask you, what was your first memory of an Anil Kapoor movie?
वो सात दिन
मैं अकल का कोलू हूँ, उल्लू हूँ, घोंचू हूँ, उल्लू का पट्टा हूँ। ऐसे गाओ।
शुरू हो जाओ। 1, 2, 3, 4।
मैं अकल का कोलू हूँ, उल्लू हूँ, घोंचू हूँ, घोंचू हूँ, उल्लू हूँ, उल्लू का पट्टा हूँ, याऊ याऊ, उल्लू का पट्टा हूँ, याऊ याऊ, उल्लू का पट्टा हूँ, ओ ओ, उल्लू का पट्टा हूँ, याऊ याऊ.
When Anil Kapoor's Wo Saath Din release, I attended the special screening of the film, but I was only 5 years old. The memories I have are from the premiere of Mr. India, which was much later, of course. John Abraham was only 11 when Wo Saath Din released. I got John talking about his first impression of Anil Kapoor, the actor.
and I've been a big fan of his forever. I remember dancing on 1, 2 ka 4, 4 2 ka.
My name is LAKHAN, my name is LAKHAN, सजनों का सजन मेरा नाम है LAKHAN. ए जी ओ जी लो जी सुनो जी, मैं हूँ मन मौजी, करता हूँ मैं जो वो तुम भी करो जी. 1, 2 का 4, 4 2 का 1. My name is LAKHAN, my name is LAKHAN, सजनों का सजन मेरा नाम है LAKHAN.
LAKHAN has been, like, my name is LAKHAN has been so popular, and I mean I can keep going on about his films, which he probably doesn't know as much as I do.
Tezab and
I mean, Tezab is cult, Nayak. I mean, there are thousands of films that I've seen practically all his films, if not all. Yeah.
So Anil, the actors you're working with have been tracking your career, and how does it feel from Wo Saath Din till today? When you've worked with all kinds of different actors.
I don't know, after a long time, Rohit, it's not that I'm saying this because you see what happens sometimes when you're promoting a film. There is a tendency of actors, and I've watched a lot of the actors giving interviews. There's a tendency of, praising the film and, saying that our film is fantastic and how great it was working with a co-star and, that kind of thing. But genuinely, Rohit, you know me since many years. I wouldn't say something which is, off the cuff or, trying to just to make a headline. But genuinely, after a long, long time, I worked with Jackie, and I was just telling John that, there are 3 people I work maximum with. There's Madhuri, Sridevi and Jackie Shroff. And hopefully, I think I want to continue this with John. After a long time, I feel I've got a co-actor, a friend, a brother whom I can trust, depend, and I think he also, vice versa, can depend and trust.
Really enjoy.
And really enjoy, and we can do many more films together.
So how does this, what is it about, say, John, that, that just clicks with you and you say you'd love to work with him like you work with Jackie Shroff?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, like there are certain people who are effortlessly good looking and effortlessly hardworking, effortlessly wanting to do better and better. They're very humble and very modest about, what they are and, and how they want to work hard and improve their craft constantly. Which is a very, I feel it just that moves me, and I feel anybody who wants to give his best and do his best and then leave it to the audience to decide if they like the film, they don't like the film, they like his performance, they like my performance. It's better that you have to do your best to your capacity. This is my capacity. I am not saying I am Marlon Brando. I'm not saying I am some greatest actor of the world. I have never said it. But I have always tried to do my best to my capacity. So John, I found something like that, the same thing in John. Okay, whatever is my capacity, I will try to do best and try to go beyond that. And now it's up to the people to say, am I right, John? If I'm saying anything. So that's what I think is where I connected with John. That he wanted to do his best. He has worked very hard in this, in this film.
वो मनोहर सीधा था, इसीलिए मर गया. ये टेढ़ा है, इसीलिए जिंदा.
John, is that a huge compliment coming from Anil Kapoor?
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually pretty embarrassed about it because honestly, he's a legend. But you have to see him on the set because he's like a newcomer. And honestly, I'm not just saying this. He's even more enthusiastic than a guy who's starting his first film. And his willingness to learn, his willingness to give an extra take. He'll actually ask me sometimes and people around, "Kaisa tha? Shot acha tha?" And he knows it's a brilliant shot, but he'll want to better it, and he betters it.
And John, what I feel is in my career and all the films which I worked with and all the actors I worked, all the co-stars, it's not necessarily that I do only well. If I just do well, it just doesn't work. The idea is that everybody has to, come out,
Absolutely.
to their best of capacity. They should,
a van sequence. We actually fed off each other in a very big part of the film where we had scenes together.
Yeah, and which is that's a very some very interesting. We have a very interesting relationship, which is you can't. It's something which is we are enemies. We are poles apart. In every which way, but still there is a certain connection which happens, and how it happens is and the way it has developed from the time and how it ends is really fascinating about Shootout of Wadala.
देख मन्या सुरवे तेरी गली में खड़ा है, दम है तो आ नीचे.
आलो रे आलो, मानिया आलो, दिल के शहर में अपुन का बोल बाला.
Okay, picking up from where John said that, you still have the enthusiasm of a newcomer. Where does this come from, Anil? It's been quite a few years.
It just doesn't come from, I feel it doesn't come from anywhere. It's the kind of person you are. And, sometimes it surprises me also that I was a different person when I was in school. I'm a different person when I was in college. In terms of, when I was doing my studies and, I was, a student. And then when I was not working as a family man, I'm completely different. But on the set, I don't know just what happens to me. I just become a different kind of a human being.
Whatever happens, it's working very well.
Yeah, so the enthusiasm, it's not something which, it just happens organically.
ये बता, अब अपने मामे को तू उठाएगा या मैं उठाऊं? एक तो कोकेन सूंगा, हेरोइन सूंगा, कुछ भी कर, लेकिन उसको लेकर मंगनी में पहुंच जाना, नहीं तो तेरी अच्छी फैमिली को उड़ा डालूंगा मैं.
उड़ा डालोगे? कैसे उड़ा डालोगे?
John, I want to quote you. You said in a couple of interviews, the people will talk about your acting, but your looks will always come first. Is that what you said?
No, what I said was because it's a visual medium, the physicality always tends to take precedence over performances.
Everybody wants you. Who the sexy boy? Everybody needs you. Who the sexy boy? Everybody loves you. Who's that sexy boy? Sexy boy. Sexy boy. Everybody.
Which is why, it's very important for me to keep telling people out there that listen, I can do this. I can do this right. I can do it well. And I was watching Zinda last night, and I really think it's one of my best performances today. And I don't know how many people saw it or didn't see it, but I think it's one of my best.
To make money is easy, but to make a monster, is the work of a genius. Manners, boys. मेहमानों के साथ ऐसा सलूक नहीं करते, खास तौर पे जब वो सिर्फ 4 दिन का मेहमान हो.
I think with me, there is always like one of my best performance till date, I still believe, is no smoking, and not many people saw it.
मुझे सिगरेट नहीं छोड़नी है. Stop it.
सिगरेट बहुत पीता है.
What's loving your wife got to do with smoking?
सिगरेट, गुटखा, बीड़ी, तंबाकू चारों का इलाज है.
But people who see no smoking today turn back and say, what a performance, what a film, what a performance. But it's come too early in its time. It was, in fact, Anil sir's son Harsh, he loved
You
that
just watching
film.
it 4 days back again.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like a cult film, and the people who really love that film. And for me, that means a lot to me. So I just think it's a visual medium. You have arguably the fittest man, and you have to be fit. You have to, there's no other way. So if your physicality takes precedence, people ask him, the first thing they see, my mom, she came to the set of Shootout when we actually shot the Shootout. It was not about Sir's performances, nothing. She and a friend said, how does he look this young?
तुम में से मुकुट बिहारी कौन है? ये तो शराब का कुछ नहीं पिया है. तुम जैसे चूहों को बिल से निकालने के लिए और भी कई तरीके हैं मेरे पास. तुम में से मुकुट बिहारी कौन है?
ओ, तो का मुकुट बिहारी चाहिए ना? ए रशीद, जरा बता दे का मुकुट बिहारी का पता.
At one point of time, me and John almost managed to embarrass Anil Kapoor. We really wanted to know, how does one look so fit even at 50 plus? His daughter is a lead actor, but he still is the leading man. Well, let's see what Anil had to say.
So you see what I'm saying? It's a visual medium, and for him to look the part is also very important, and he manages to beat us at it. You know, another 5 years I'll be looking as and beyond older than him also. I'm sure.
And then after 5 years, I'll look older than him. Anil, this is where your experience can come and tell us that, how does one look like that?
Oh, I don't know. I think it must be my dad's blessings or my family's blessings or my mom's genes, genetic pool, somewhere.
Lovely.
And
So, what was it on the sets? Was it a good boy band thing? A lot of guys on the sets?
well, no, I think at the moment, I think the girls are slightly, overpowering us. There is Priyanka Chopra, there is Sajid Khan, there is Kangana Ranaut, there is Sophie.
Yeah, Sophie Chaudhary.
Sophie Chaudhary. So, somewhere, I think the girls are feeling a little left out.
Welcome back. We are told Anil Kapoor is a perfectionist. He will do as many takes as possible till he gets that one perfect shot and make his director happy and his audience happy, of course. For this role, how did he do his research? Let's find out from Anil himself. So tell me, when Sanjay told you about this character, how was the research done? Because when I saw, there's nothing in the papers, there's nothing on the net.
I'll tell you how it started. Sanjay Gupta came home and he was chatting with me about a film that both of us were supposed to do. Khote Sikke. And he had a paper carelessly held in his hand. I don't know whether you know this, sir. He had a newspaper clipping held in his hand. And I said, can I just see that? And I saw it, it was Manya Surve, and it sounded like a very interesting story. And I said, we should make this. And that's how Shootout happened, actually. I mean, I don't take credit for it, but it's completely his idea, because of which he came with the paper as an option. And I thought that was a great film. And it was a story about this cop that's played by him and this gangster and another gang that's played by Manoj Bajpayee and Sonu Sood. And So it's just a combination of everything. It sounded like, you know, sometimes fact is stranger than fiction.
मैं एसीपी इसाक बाग का इतिहास मैंने बताया। उस दिन तक बॉम्बे पुलिस के हाथ कायदे और दायरे ने बांध रखे थे। मैंने वो हाथ खोल दिए। ये कहानी उस पहले पुलिस एनकाउंटर की।
People do like you in negative roles. Dhoom still people remember.
Yeah, I think Jism was negative. Dhoom, New York to an extent, Zinda,
Race.
My negatives have always worked.
Tell us about your role. You are the big cop who kills him, right?
Well, in a way, it's kind of a turnaround. But obviously, 15 years back or 20 years back, 15, 20 years back, I've done, kind of roles with, where, John has done. And here, of course, he plays here I play a hero in his film. It's a very, very heroic kind of a role. But there are certain grey shades. And that's the reason it becomes very contemporary.
पुलिस की गोली में इतना लोहा है, एक बार ठोक दी ना, तो जिंदगी भर तेरे खून में आयरन की नहीं होगी।
You've been a Mumbai boy always. Did you hear about this shootout, this particular shootout? Do you remember? There was
No, to be honest with you, I had not heard about it. To be honest with you, I think I was so much involved in my own career and my work. I was so like a horse. So I don't even remember. So when Gupta spoke to me about it, so obviously then after that I started doing my homework, and I met Mr. Isak Bhagwan.
Yeah, you met him.
Right? Yeah, I met him. I spent a lot. He was very helpful, and he really, really helped in a lot of, and he was of great support, and I came to know a lot about it, and like a lot of research Gupta had already done. Sometimes when you work with a writer and director who themselves have worked so much, it makes the actor's job very, very easy.
How do you do your research? Because obviously you couldn't meet your character.
I'll tell you very honestly, when I first heard the idea, I thought it was damn exciting. But when I first read the script, I died because I was so scared. I thought I wouldn't be able to deliver. Very difficult. Which is why what I did was I did a little backstory. I read whatever we could pick up. There were only 2 file photographs of Manya Surve. One is his passport size photograph, and the other is after the encounter when he's there, which you must have read in the book Dongri to Dubai.
जिस दिन करेगा मनिया सुर्वे छाती पर वार करेगा तो दुआ करूंगा ना उस दिन रमजान हो ना ही गुड़ी पाड़वा.
Outside of that, I met a couple of cousins of his. We spoke just to get an idea of what kind of a person he is. We knew he was Maharashtrian, obviously, because Surve. So we had to have a little Marathi lingo in it. Like when he gets Vidya first time to the house, he says, "Ai mi sangitle hota na, hey Vidya." Things like that. So you get a little to get the Maharashtrian touch in.
And we can't. Sometimes what happens is sometimes you can't completely have the dialect.
Absolutely.
Because you're catering to the pan-India audience,
Yeah, so we have to balance it.
So, it's not that we're making, for a niche audience, So the attempt is there.
That's
the reason. It's just a little touches there, here and there, about the dialect, because he's playing a Maharashtrian, and of course I play a Muslim character for the first time in my career. I've never done it in my entire career. And this is the first time I've done it. So I think first time for him, first time for me. So that's the reason I think journey became much more exciting.
From what all you all have said, this sounds very interesting. So best of luck. Looking forward to seeing Shootout at Wadala. Best of luck, John. Best of luck, Anil.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was wonderful speaking to you.
Thank you. have known Anil since I was 5, and trust me, the man hasn't changed. Not just looks, but he also wants that perfect shot. After the interview, he came to me not once but twice and checked with me if I was satisfied with the interview, if his answers were okay. He said he's ready to do any answer again if I'm not satisfied. Luckily I was, and I'm sure you also are. Next week, a new guest, a new show.